of slowing down and going faster in it instead of steady. And I think, maybe slower practice or but focusing on those being as even as you can coming down.
Okay.
And let's do it again. You really can let it go back down. Is that you're not coming together here. So you're doing that good, this. Yeah, there you go. What you have to do is you have to line up on beats 1 and 4 in this piece. You came exactly together on these. Yeah. The other thing is I think you're using too much pedal.
Okay.
I would.
I like that.
So
Yeah.
down, and I understand why. You've got to jump from here to here. That makes sense. So, your awareness of that, it means you have to anticipate it. You've got to actually be looking at that and anticipating it so you don't have to wait to get there. And if you do, it makes this note come before this one. And that's what's happening there.
Okay.
So I think the things that I would work on here is just less pedal, because it really, if you use pedal here and pedal here, it's flooding these. See, you got a lot of half steps.
Yeah. Sounds muddy.
Right there. Look at every one of those are half steps. Then you have a third. But that, if you put the pedal down, it really makes some money. That's why I And I think you have to be careful that you don't go choppy. I don't mean that. You see, I'm kind of careful with that last note so that I don't chop it off and make it sound that way.
Yeah.
Like I said, on the pedal here, I use it on the first beat and on the third beat. Here and here. So I think that's fine. The less pedal, the better. And then I think you have a little trouble getting there to there. There was just a little bit of a glitch.
Yeah.
Really get softer there.
Oh.
He's got lots of diminuendos written in.
Yes.
And then come back. A lot more.
Okay.
There. When the accents go there. The one thing I would do a little more is right here. Let's stay bigger. off too soon.
Yes.
And then it just dies and doesn't
Yes.
do anything after that. Is there a way that you practice these? Do you do anything in particular
No.
with that?
No.
You know, I would do this. Because what is it, you know, that's the big problem, is you're jumping, you have to go down to there and to there.
Uh-huh.
So if you practice with a long point, you can also practice with that. You can do that, it helps.
Uh-huh.
The other thing is, I notice with you, I think you're jumping on these. I do 5 to 3, 5 to 3, 5 to 3, 5 to 3, 5 to 3.
Okay.
Now, why I do that is because I'm watching my right hand and
Yes.
I don't want to have to watch this. So I can see myself going to the third finger
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And that gets me down there so that
Yes.
So those are a couple of things that I think could make that
That
part
will help
just a
it.
little stronger.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's just do from you want to make that retard work for you to get you into the largo section. In other words, it's the transition tempo that gets you into that. When you get to the largo, you should feel like that built right into it.
Okay.
So, in other words, if I'm going, so it's got to feel like you're going right into that tempo, and then it's not just something new when you hit that.
Okay.
That's not easy to do because you have to anticipate what you're going to do with your tempo here. But if you think of it like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you think of it in 4 counts, you really can make that work so that it fits.
Yes.
And it needs to fit.
Okay.
All right, we can just go on from there.
Okay. So I'll do.
I wouldn't get so soft so soon. Stay more here. Now start going down. And I wouldn't get too soft. What have we ever put?
Nothing. I don't have any
Maybe
dynamic.
think going down to mezzo piano in your left hand and pretty much mezzo forte in your right hand.
Okay.
Might give you, we don't want to enter this melodic line timidly and sounding like it's frail.
Okay.
We want it to have a good substance to it.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's try.
Talked about these. We want them to sound like a singer would sing them. Yours are a little bit, maybe you've overcorrected a little bit. I think before you were faster.
I was very fast.
And
now I'm trying to go slow. So
and
go back
I
to the
don't
middle.
think you're feeling that. I don't think that feels right to you.
Yeah.
I think you gotta. First and foremost, I think it goes to the third note of the turn. So yours are just a little on the slow side, and they don't sound natural to me.
Okay.
Can
Now
we
we're
try
gonna go
it again?
Correct it back the other way.
You just start right on this. I also wonder, have you you ever tried starting with your thumb? And
Uh-uh.
then you're already with this. I do.
Try
I
that.
start with my thumb.
Okay.
And I just feel like I have the right control over that note. To get
Okay.
the singing tone I want
Okay.
with my thumb.
Okay.
See, I think it's early. So wait. Yeah, I think you're just coming too soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Much better. Yes. That feels early to me.
Okay.
And maybe a little heavy. Try to just make it a little frilly, kind of soft. Tender. Tender. I feel like it's good. Maybe here. Try to feel like this is your destination on that. The B flat is an important note that you want to kind of. I realize there's a diminuendo there, but that's really the destination of this. That whole thing going down.
Okay. So.
And I'd be stronger more so that you can really start more and then get softer as you go down.
Yeah, I like that. So.
And this can be, it's just an afterthought.
Okay.
Make sure that we're hearing your bottom. Take your time for that. You don't have to rush. You know, in some editions there's a retard mark there. In this particular one there isn't, but I always have felt like it's kind of just a transition right there to go back into the melodic line. All right, why don't we skip over and let's talk about the coda.
Yes. The second line, second measure in the left hand, you just have to get really good at reaching up from that C sharp to G. So you're doing C, E, C sharp, G sharp, and then G.
Okay, and what that means is it's all about your elbow.
Okay.
It's all about your elbow. If you can see when I do it, see how that elbow goes in? Now I'm out and I'm in.
Okay.
And just let that elbow swing right in to get into that position.
Yeah, because that's just a tricky jump. And I'm thinking as it gets faster, this is going to cause me some problems. So.
And it will if you keep your arm out here.
Yeah.
It's going to give you trouble. You'll miss it.
Yeah.
But if you bring that in, you're going to find you can do it.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
And second question is right hand on the third line. So right here. Do you fingering? Do you do 3, 2, 4, 3?
No.
It just feels like
Three on
all of them. Okay.
Yep.
I kind of go back and forth.
You want to practice this? So you're always. That'll get you onto that third finger.
Okay.
That'll kind of give you a little more security.
Okay.
You can practice like that too. But I think the best one is the long because it makes you get to that note. Another thing that you can do there is practice like this, and this is good.
Oh, yeah.
kind of gets you feeling in between the seconds
Yeah.
and the octave out. So I can really recommend that. You can practice this with the chords in the left hand. So you go.
No.
So you're. Because it starts making you more aware of this.
Where you're going.
Then you have the time to think about what you're doing. So there's one way that I would practice.
That. Yeah.
This is even harder,
Yeah.
the second line
Yeah.
than the third line, which you were worried about here. But you know, actually, try this.
That's gonna help a lot.
Yeah.
I knew I needed to come.
Yeah.
I knew I needed some help.
Well,
that'd be great.
I'm hoping it'll help. But I know the technical aspects of this last of the coda. You know, there's just so many ways that you have to practice it to actually, you know, gain the facility to play it. It's all over the place, and it requires some jumping and some and a lot of arm motion so that you're keeping this very free in your left hand.
Okay. Well, good.